Do you want to say goodbye to whining, complaining, and bad attitudes in you and your kids? If so, stay tuned for my quick book review on this great book. Hi everyone, I'm BJ Muir from JesusHelpMeParent.com, and I help families just like yours to use a heart-based approach to parenting. So if you want practical parenting solutions that bring about real and lasting heart change in your kids and family, you want to check out more on social media as well as the website for JesusHelpMeParent.com. But right now, I want to talk to you about this book, Say Goodbye to Whining, Complaining, and Bad Attitudes in You and Your Kids. It was written many years ago by Scott Turansky and Joanne Miller. They are the founders of the National Center for Biblical Parenting, which is a fantastic ministry to Christian families. And I want to tell you a little bit about this book. I've used this book specifically for well over a decade now with my own children. I've also used it more recently as I've begun to coach families and parents on using a heart-based approach. I know Scott and Joanne. I've watched their ministry over 2 decades now grow and really be an effective ministry to families that Jesus is using. What I see that's really different about both their ministry and about this book in specific is that they don't focus on just changing kids' behavior, because that's not what God's focused on. God focuses on the heart, and God goes for real heart changes, knowing that if you change the heart, behavior follows. And so if you grab this book, you're going to find they're not just talking about, oh, this is the behavior, here's the solution, here's the cookie cutter way that you're going to solve every kid's problem. No, kids are not made in a cookie cutter way. God made every child unique. Scott and Joanne understand that, and they look at God's word and say, okay, what does God's word say about how he transforms lives? Let's look at that through the perspective of child development and how we can help kids. What I love about this book is that when you delve into it, right away you find it's very conversational in tone. You get a lot of stories from different families and how they struggled through and how they used an honor-based solution to solve that problem through Scott and Joanne's storytelling there. So you get a lot of stories from other families, a lot of examples. You also get a lot of practical tips, strategies, and advice in here. A lot of great definitions. We talk about selfishness. What is selfishness? Let's define it in a way that our kids understand. We tell our kids to be obedient. What is obedience? Let's define it in a way that kids understand. You get that right in here. You also see a huge focus on this concept of honor. Scott and Joanne define honor as doing more than what's expected, treating others as special, and having a good attitude. Doing more than what's expected, treating others as special, and having a good attitude. And if you look at Jesus, that's his whole life, and that's what he calls his disciples to do throughout life. So what Scott and Joanne are saying is anytime you see selfishness, meanness, harshness, bad attitudes, complaining, whining, there's an honor-based solution in family life that we can use to address that. It's not just about being firm. You also got to cast vision. You also have to have a strategy. You also have to have some coaching going on in your kids' lives. So that's what you get out of this book, a lot of practical advice you can implement right away. And so I would highly recommend you go ahead and grab yourself a copy of this book. You can really pick it up and start reading at any page. I mean, obviously, you're probably going to go front to back, but you could crack open any page. They got these nice call outs in here as well. So even just grabbing some of those quotes, you will find yourself thinking differently about how you can parent your kids. And you'll have your kids in mind, not some program in mind. That's what I love about Scott and Joanne. They keep your kid and your kid's heart the focus of your attention when you're trying to come up with solutions for real problems that you're facing right now. So go ahead, grab yourself a copy of this. If you want more great heart-based strategies and tips and ideas, you can also check out JesusHelpMeParent.com all across social media as well. And head over to YouTube and subscribe there as well for even more. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon.